tuned into a channel we call Podikins Presents.
Welcome everyone to Podikins Presents, an interactive podcast channel for creative and curious minds, age 0 to 99. I'm your host, Andrew. I'm usually here with my producer, James, but I don't even see him around here. James, are you here?
Hey, yo.
Okay. Oh, good. There you are. Okay. We have a very special show today. Today, we want to tell you a story about the podcast channel you're listening to, Podikins Presents. And in particular, the strange circumstances that surrounded our very first recording.
Oh, I'll never forget it.
Neither will I, James. Neither will I. The encounter we had that day, well, that encounter, it changed everything.
Please listen carefully.
So our story begins one late September afternoon. We were sitting down to record our very first episode, which you guys eventually heard. It was interactive introductions.
Welcome, everyone, to the very first episode of Podikins Presents. Podikins Presents is a brand new podcast.
Anyways, we were sitting down to record that episode right here in Podikins Studio. But Podikins Studio wasn't all set up like it is today. In fact, Podikins didn't even exist at all. We didn't even have the name Podikins yet.
Yeah, all we had was an idea.
But we knew we had to get started.
Well, also think of this as like a clip. I bet you.
I'd never hosted anything before. Not even a dinner party. And now I was supposed to host a podcast? I remember that there were boxes everywhere.
I remember that. There were cables everywhere.
And I was sitting on a footstool.
It was with some trepidation that I turned on the microphones that day, and we started recording.
Check. Testing.
And right as James pressed record,
Whoa.
the strangest thing happened.
Right out from under the footstool,
The very footstool I was sitting on.
there emerged,
Whoa, there's a...
I don't even know.
There's a...
I guess you would call it a creature.
I had no idea what it was. But I could see in your face that it was something wonderful.
Whoa.
Something fantastical.
I've never seen anything like it. And as soon as I spotted it, I pointed at it,
Whoa.
and you jumped up, and it took off.
I had no idea what you were pointing at.
It zipped across the room and dove straight under the couch.
Yeah, you saw it.
What was it?
Took off.
Can you guess?
What a magical little place.
So we quickly looked under the couch to see if we could see it, but it was too dark. So we grabbed a flashlight to try and get a better look at whatever this thing was.
He's in the back corner there. Where?
I mean, I was just thinking, could this really be a little goblin of sorts? Right here in Podikins Studio?
But it wasn't even Podikins Studio yet. Remember? We didn't even have a name yet. We were just starting out.
Yes. Thank you. That has been established, Andrew.
Oh, there he is.
We finally got a good look at that creature or thing or whatever it was.
Way back there.
And it was about a foot tall,
But lanky.
and it was dressed in what I would call rags. I mean, it was dressed in mismatched fabrics of all sorts.
I don't really want to grab him. No.
It was sort of grayish blue.
I'd say it was more of a blue-gray.
It's just a magical little creature.
Even cornered there under the couch with our flashlight beaming on it, it didn't look scared.
No. Not even a little bit.
It just looked unimpressed. It turns out that we were able to coax this little fella out from under the couch.
By promising we wouldn't take any pictures.
And James, you mic'd him up,
Yeah, and then we just started asking him questions.
Check. All right, let's get on with it.
He seemed a little annoyed at the start.
Check, check, testing, check, 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 check.
You may have guessed it. This little creature, the creature who popped out from under the footstool on our first day of recording, this is the same creature whose face graces our podcast logo. And its name, we learned, was...
Potty. The name's Potty. P-O-D-I. Potty, that's right. All right, let's hear some more questions. Let's go.
Well, we could start with your age. How old are you?
How old am I? I don't know. We don't worry about that.
Who's we?
We? All the other Podikins and I. We don't bother with that stuff. We're too busy for it.
Busy doing what?
Doing what we want. Doing what we will.
This might seem like a silly question, but what do you do all day?
Oh, nothing in particular, but always doing. Even when we're doing nothing, we're doing something, because we do nothing, too.
That never made sense to me.
Me neither.
But Potty seemed to think that you're always doing something, even if that something is nothing.
But how can you do nothing?
Oh, there's nothing to it. How can you not do nothing? You've never seen us. You see? And we do things differently. We just do. What else you want?
But how many of you are there?
Well, you see, there's only one potty. Me. But there's so many Podikins. There's Bloopykins making noises, and Treekins with the whole river thing, and Flipkins, and the whole Flipkins crew. That's only the start. So many. So many.
Can you tell us more about them?
Yep, I can.
That'd be great.
But not right now,
Why?
because I gotta go.
And with that,
He jumped off the desk and zipped across the room.
it was so quick. And all I had time to do was just shout out, why? Why are you leaving?
But he was gone. And we haven't seen him since.
But all hope isn't lost, since he did promise to come back. Didn't he, James?
Yeah, he did at one point. Let me see if I can find the tape.
Sure, I'll come by and do this again, but I'm busy, I must say. But why not? I always like to do something. And I guess if anybody's gonna be talking to you two nobodies, that somebody's gonna be me. You see?
Again, I didn't see. But I take it he'll be back one day.
I sure hope so. And when he does come back, we want to be ready. But we'll need your help. We need to figure out some great questions to ask Potty. As you heard, he seemed a bit annoyed by what we were asking him.
So what should we ask Potty when he comes back? Do you have any questions for him?
Email us or send a voice memo to share@podikins.fm with your questions.
Or you can even post them on our Facebook page.
We look forward to hearing from you. And as for us, well, you'll be hearing from us next week, which will be our last show before the holiday break. So be sure to tune in next Saturday.
Podikins Presents is created by James Nicholson and Andrew Whitfield.
Today's music came from Patrick Lee, Jazzer, and Tritakian.
Artwork by Liz Whitehead.
Matt Schichter is Golden Tone.
And a special thanks to Potty for making the time to speak with us. And, of course, a special thanks to you out there listening. If you like what you're hearing, help us spread the word and leave us a review on iTunes. Talk to you next week.
Okay, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Okay, farewell. Bye-bye. See ya.
What's the Podigans?